Hi, welcome to the Lewis Lounge where conversations grow and relationships flow. Was it backwards? Is that
No,
backwards?
I think that's right. Even if it is backwards, it sounds good.
Well, good afternoon, people. How are you, Crystal?
I I won't even do it, but I'm okay right now. I'm okay. I'm
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
Yeah, how are you?
Absolutely amazing.
That's good. They said that you should say that you're amazing no matter what you have going on because then you'll feel amazing. So, I'm
So,
amazing too.
I have a nephew, and every day I pick him up from school. He's 5. He tells me, I said, "How was school?" "Great." And I'm manifesting that too. Life's great.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
So that's what we have to do. You have to manifest. If you speak, think, and believe what you're saying, then you're able to manifest it. We are all living right now our thoughts of what we thought in the past.
Now, I do have a question pertaining to that because they say that all the time, and I do agree with that. But what I wonder though is that if you are feeling down or if you are having a hard time or whatever it is that may be going on in that moment that's not amazing or not fabulous or whatever great, should you acknowledge that? Like, or should you say that everything is amazing and everything is great?
I do. I say that this too shall pass. Everything, everybody, and everything prospers me now. So I manifest, even if it's bad, that it will get better, that
Okay.
I'm only here temporary. So sometimes you do have to talk yourself through things. This is temporary. This shall pass. God has never left me. I even tell myself this. Let's take a. I talk to myself. I'll say let's. I'm laying there and I'm like, let's travel back. Has there ever been a time where God left you? You didn't know the path that He was taking you down, but you never got left. He never let me hit the ground. I've come close. I've kind of felt it a little bit, but I've never been destroyed or I've never been splattered. He's always saved me. In other words.
I like that. I think that's a good way to look at it because I've always wondered that, when they say that, it's like, okay, but I know everybody's life isn't just fabulous, amazing, and great
It's
at
not.
every moment, and it's like, okay, when do you get an opportunity to really just be like, man, this is just really whooping my butt right now? So, but I like that logic. I'm gonna move this back a little bit.
So the logic, yeah, and I'm sure I haven't. I mean, if you're dealing with death, you there's a process to grief,
Of course.
and I want to, tell the family of Spencer Leak my condolences and thank you for creating and sharing such an amazing individual with our community.
Yeah, I went to high school with Spencer. I really didn't know him like that, though. He was maybe a year or two older than me. I knew plenty of people that knew him. I would always speak when I saw him or whatever. Went to all of his parties, but I didn't know although I knew he was great, but I didn't know how great he really was. Which they say you never know until hear no more how great somebody is. But he really was an outstanding person. And then I saw a video because of course he's going down the timeline all the time now. I saw a video when he was just saying, God is good. God is good. He's good all the time. And I texted a friend of mine, I said, he was really a great person and he really loved God a lot. And wasn't, some people don't want to speak on it as much, but I did like what he said. So I respect and I acknowledge that with you.
His father is absolutely an amazing soul. And if you know the father, it's inevitable for Spencer to have been
Who
as
he is.
wonderful as he was.
Yeah, I was also thinking to myself, when someone passes, I'm trying to learn to still speak of them in the now instead of, well, I guess that's a little my favorite word, hypocritical, but but instead of speaking them in past tense, because to me they're still here in their
In
spirit
the
realm.
spirit.
So like because somebody I love passed away tremendously, And
Oh, I'm
instead of
sorry. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
thank you. Yeah. And instead of speaking in him on him as though he's no longer here, I always say he's with us, he's all around, the house, he's everywhere,
He is. He is. I
Mhm.
know that, the spirit never leaves. It's just the shell of the body that,
Correct.
that leaves us. So I
Mhm.
know that. It still hurts
Oh,
nonetheless.
for sure. Yeah,
I
death is
want us to
terrible.
practice, I would want us to show the people that we love, that are wonderful, that are great. I would want us to practice giving them their flowers now. I wish that I know Spencer probably felt love, and you
Mhm.
feel it from time to time. If I have a birthday party or people do something special for you, but we should really know how valuable we are and how loved we are while we're here.
I
I know he
agree.
gets to experience it in the spiritual realm,
Mhm.
but I would like for us to do a better job with appreciating and showing gratitude and love and grace to one another while we're here.
Yeah, I try my absolute best to live in that spirit, and I really do. Because I honestly think after my mom passed away, when I was, I think I had just turned 21. And with her passing away, I just, from that point on, I just said, when I love someone, I'm going to treat them with kindness. If I, misstep with someone, I will go back and apologize, just trying to always right any wrong that I may have made out there because, I mean, none of us know the day or the hour, unfortunately.
And this death is just a reminder that we really don't. I'm sure, I took it a little different because I thought Spencer had plans. I know what his plans were that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, not like personally, he had business plans that I knew of. And he had plans. He planned to be there. And you never know the day or the hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to give each other grace and love and kindness. And I think that's what God intended for us to do.
I think so too. But speaking of grace and giving one another grace and all of that, so one of the questions that I raised was like, would you take your ex back if he cheated on you? Because or up, he's your ex. Would you take would you take a person back that's constantly cheating on you? Because in some instances that would be considered giving a person grace.
I don't think someone cheating on you is giving someone grace. There's two ways that we can look at it. If someone is so I see a lot of times there's two sides to the coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Infidelity normally has two sides. There's some accountability here and there's some accountability there. If you're married or you have someone and you're not performing your wifely duties, I was talking to a lady at the grocery store last week, or was it a week before last? Anyway, she and I end up telling her about the conceal and carry class. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking in line. Actually, my nephew started, the little 5-year-old started the conversation with
Oh,
her.
that's cute.
Girl, he talks to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she and I got to talking, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to tell my husband." And I was like, "Oh, really? Great." I was like, "I love that you're married. You're pretty." We got to talking, and she was like, "Girl, I haven't been with him like that." She was like, "Yeah, he's my husband, but I
Her
haven't been with him
husband.
like that." And intimately, she was referring to.
Mm-hmm. I know.
She said she hadn't been with him in 3 years,
And they live in the same house.
separate bedrooms. And a lot of that's happening.
Is that because she caught him cheating on her?
I don't know where the breakdown comes, but that's very, very dangerous because, and then I said to her, "Do you want your marriage?" And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Yeah, we're fine." No, you're really not
Yeah,
fine.
you crazy.
You're really not fine. It happens all the time because there's a breakdown. And then, I've seen the different rooms where you go to your room, I go to my room. Very, very dangerous game to play, people. Or because the breakdown in the intimacy is not the actual act, it's the intimacy of you guys, being together, laying together, smelling each other,
That's
accidentally
part
touching
of
each
it.
other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought, so if that's the case and you haven't been intimate with your husband in years or months, you're failing a relationship, and don't be surprised when he creeps out, dips out, or ducks out and does something else. or and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean,
Vice versa.
I was in a long-term relationship for too long to not have had someone, I guess, put a ring on it, even though I did have a couple of rings put on it, but it wasn't, it didn't mean anything. But I would constantly take him back. I would constantly take
Why?
that fool back.
Why? Because if you think like this, I want to be with someone who I could trust. So
Hmm.
we're playing Russian roulette with your physical being too, because
True.
there's too many things out there that you can't get back,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You get a package, you can't give it back.
Hmm.
Two, how do I trust anything you say once you're out there and you've betrayed? If you betray, there's so everybody has deal breakers. I've noticed that too.
Hmm.
As the older I get, I'm like, oh, okay. Your deal breaker may be he better keep the bills paid. Somebody else's deal breaker may be he better not be disrespectful to me as far as the way he speaks to me or different
Right. Different.
different things.
Yeah.
I was watching the show The Divorce
Divorce court.
Sisters.
Okay. I don't
It's
know.
a Tyler Perry movie. It comes
Oh,
on
okay.
BET.
All right. I don't
And
know that.
Rashida sat in the car and cried all night because her husband didn't open the door for her. So we all have deal breakers.
Right.
You know, we thought, oh, that's crazy. But something happened to her during her journey,
Mm-hmm.
and she decided that that was a problem for her. So we all have different deal breakers. But cheating for me, it invalidates our relationship. It corrodes our bedroom. And how do I be intimate with somebody? Because I'm thinking in my head, you've done that with her. Like, you violated our intimate zone.
So you never took an ex back after you found out he cheated on you?
I did
If
when
you
I
did.
was younger.
Right. So that was when I was younger.
I did when I was younger.
That's why I said I was took that fool.
Because
back.
we're too grown now. If you
Exactly.
decide that you no longer want the agreement or the alignment that we have within the constraints of our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a simple conversation.
Correct.
So you've desecrated the friendship and
Mhm.
any trust I may have at this point if that's what you decide to do.
Yeah, I mean, I would not take a person back for cheating on me if I had a problem with them cheating on me, because I might not have a problem with that.
Well, sometimes, if you look deep enough, there's some accountability within. If I'm withholding sex, if I'm playing that game,
Oh, for sure.
what do you think he's going to do?
That's because one thing for certain, they can't. Most of them gotta have it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned too in this stage in the game, most of them need the emotional connection, and
That's true.
and
Very
that
true.
too. They
That's
want
very
to
true.
be cared for. They want to
That's
be.
very
They
true.
want to feel like men, and they deserve it.
They do. They do.
They do.
No, they do for real. They really
They
do.
truly do. They deserve
Yeah,
it.
they
I mean,
do.
and vice versa. Because who wants to be intimate with somebody that's a liar, that's a cheater, that's not accountable or respectable?
Yeah, it's just that. Do you think that men can, men, not all men, but do you think that overall men can be monogamous with one woman?
Absolutely.
I haven't.
So
Found
I
too
believe that
many.
the God that I serve, his word does not return void. He wouldn't have made it so if it wasn't possible.
Now I agree with that. So I told myself, if I would have just let God do His job, then I wouldn't have been bothered with the foolishness that I ended up being bothered with. Do love my children very much so, but that would be a different scenario also, because I didn't let God do His job. So by me not letting Him do His job, I just was open to just taking on exactly the garbage that I did.
So you have to be gentle with yourself and give yourself grace, because we all have taken on and made decisions that were not God's first choice. It wasn't a part of his, sovereign will.
Yeah.
But most times it works out. That's
Mhm.
where the grace mercy comes in, right?
Yeah, I
It
give
works
myself
out.
grace. I give myself a lot of grace, but
And when you know better, you do better.
oh yeah, I mean the things that I tolerated back then. It's like, what was I? I mean, and you don't even realize that. At least for me, I didn't even realize that defined my self-esteem. That defined my confidence. I didn't even realize that it had to have been low to keep letting somebody. I mean, I called a couple of phone calls.
Oh, wow.
Not what, but it was like what's going on? Can I get some some you know
Right,
that.
right, right.
And I'm like, then I'm going bananas or whatever, and then the person, oh, come, and then before you know it, you right back into that circle of being with that person, not realizing that at the end of it all, you really just wasn't thinking that highly of yourself.
And it's not going to work either. How do you get back into the cycle of that? So there's the lack of trust, lack of trust.
Mm.
How do you get back into the cycle of that when he's breached the trust? Because anywhere he goes or anything he does now, you're looking at him sideways.
I don't know. Maybe I should have, made him put a ring on. Well, he did put a couple of rings on it, so I guess that doesn't matter. Maybe I should have made him, actually stand on those rings.
But had you did that, you just would have had the legality of getting out of a bad situation. So being married does not make them a better husband or a better
Well,
person.
but his response was, and he said, well, we wasn't. I mean, this was the response. We weren't married. So then, well, maybe if we were married, maybe the because a lot of times men feel like, people feel like, when they're out there doing this and doing that, if they're not married, what difference does it make?
So when you drive a car and you go get your permit, if you don't do the right things while driving with a permit, you won't advance to the next level of getting a driver's
Correct.
license. If you're in a relationship and it's a committed relationship as far as what you've said and the terms you've agreed to, if they don't honor the terms of the relationship, they'll never get to the driver's license part.
I agree. I mean, I guess maybe the relationship wasn't committed. Maybe they were committed to themselves.
Okay, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and telling me it's just a bunch of cycle of madness. But bottom line is that if I could take my more mature self and become my younger self again, I wouldn't tolerate it, half the things that I tolerate. So I would. So the answer to my question is, I wouldn't take my ex back if I didn't want him cheating on me, because I can fall into being very understanding.
Knowing is half the battle. So now that you know, and that's where wisdom comes from, that's where age comes
Mm-hmm.
from, that's where the expectation to do better comes from.
Mm.
So now that you know better, you do better. It's simple.
Period.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If we all had the foresight to hindsight's 2020, right?
That's true. You're right. Yep. You are right. I'm like, I should have just waited on God to bring me the right thing. I wouldn't have these kids that drive me nuts.
Well, you'd have different children though, right?
Yeah, they wouldn't drive me nuts. They would.
You don't know.
Well, hopefully they would be more grounded. Just if you're doing it God's way.
Well, God's way is not always. It doesn't yield perfect results. It's just it's a energy and a spirit of knowing that it's all going to be okay. So if you can still do it God's way,
Yeah, that's true.
turn them over to God and use the energy and spirit that knowing with faith, knowing that all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord.
That's true. It's gonna work for the good too when I go home and just take me a little shot of tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah, I got some tequila at home, and I was gonna go get my little peptide before I got here.
What's a peptide?
When they get in the GLP and all that stuff. The little shots and stuff to make us look young and good and
Oh, you
whatever.
got to tell me about that. I need some of
Yeah,
that.
that's what we were at the when we went to the Mercedes Benz.
Is that
That
that's
that's what she has, all that stuff in there.
oh, that's what's in there. You talking about in the oxygen?
Well, no, I'm speaking in terms of how you get how they got the peptide shots. So they got the ones that help you lose weight. They got the ones that help you stay
Okay.
younger.
Okay.
They got
So
all those
listen,
shots.
my girlfriend Nikita has a wellness center on what is it, 99?
Oh, I don't know.
99th near Longwood. Her name's Nikita Cloud. So look her up on social media. We did have a great time at
Yeah,
Mercedes
that
Benz.
was nice.
Yes,
It
we did
was
have a
nice.
great time at Mercedes Benz. So
Yeah.
yes, I didn't know they were called peptide shots. So
Yeah.
so they have something to make you look younger. I'm
Yep.
going over there.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the shot that I was going to get, but yeah. But I missed it messing with those kids. But if I would have known that I was going to miss it, I would have just had me a little before I got here, so I could
Okay.
just be a little bit more groovy.
Well, you're groovy already.
Oh well, thank you.
And
Imagine me turned up then. No, I'm just kidding.
I couldn't imagine you turned up, Crystal. You're always so.
Oh, we got to hang out one day.
Okay.
I can get a little turned up.
Well, I'm gonna get have to experience alcohol once in my life before I leave Earth.
Oh well, that I would love to be a part of that with you. I would love to be a part of that with you and watch you have a couple of drinks. You can't just take a little sip and just be like, you got
Alcohol
it.
smells disgusting. It looks disgusting.
But they can make it in a drink for you. Like they have mai tais are really good. Sour. I forgot I used to drink those all the time, but now I just take my liquor straight because it doesn't have as many calories in it with the
Girl,
sugars and
I'm not
stuff.
counting calories. I don't care about
Oh,
calories.
okay. Yeah.
I could
So,
care less about.
mm,
I've God blessed me because He knew that I would not count calories.
well, it ain't a bad thing not to because you look good.
Oh, thank you, Pete.
It look like you counting them calories, girl,
No, I'm
because you
not.
looking good over there.
It's Jacqueline and Sam's DNA
Okay, well now that's what's up. Okay, you say it came from my mama and my daddy.
and my daddy.
All right now.
So you sent me a text
Hmm.
yesterday, and it was about Mr. Doctor. Is he a doctor or is he just a pastor?
I don't know what that man is.
People
A
be
pastor
floating
for
this
sure.
doctor stuff around, but anyway, Pastor Jamal
Right, I'm gonna call
Bryant,
myself a doctor.
and I use that loosely. Pastor, what is it? Pastor Jamal Bryant,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and he was the clip I saw. He was really getting on Cheyenne Bryant because he had her on his platform,
Yep.
and he was saying that she was terrible and this and that. And do you remember like
Well, what he was speaking of in that particular moment was that, which hey, listen, I thought this was some horrible advice to give to somebody. So she was saying that, and I hope I'm being quoted correctly, or I hope I'm quoting myself correctly in this statement. I could be wrong. If I am, forgive me, give me grace. So in this statement, she was telling couples, not married couples, to take a bath together. And so he was like, "Whoa, whoa,
yes,
whoa, whoa, whoa! Take a bath together." And she was like, "Yeah, take a bath together to see if you guys can handle that element of restraining from that." And so he was like, "Well, you need to put on a swimming suit or something." So
yes,
then, so my whole thing is that I just thought it was horrible advice because you gonna tell a man who thinks most of the time with their little head and not their big head for them to sit in a tub with you with your clothes off and his clothes off, and he's finna sit there and let that thing that's just gonna shoot out like that
well,
and not want to make it go where it needs to go to feel good. That don't
even if
make no
she
sense.
felt that way, the problem that I have is that the platform she was on a spiritual platform, correct?
I agree.
So
That was crazy.
absolutely insane, ludicrous. But what was more ludicrous was him inviting her to the platform without vetting her,
I agree with that too.
and then coming back and dragging her.
You right.
You did what everybody else did. You jumped on the bandwagon, right? Because she was popular. She's cute. She's in the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
You had to get her on the show.
That's
You
true.
got her on your show. She said something wild and crazy, inappropriate
Yeah.
for the show,
For the show in particular.
for the show
sure.
in particular, and now you want to come back and drag her. But you're the same pastor that said you wanted to grow cannabis in your church to attract more black men. Stop it.
What do you say? What they say? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Well,
So her comment was absolutely ludicrous.
I know it does. I mean, that was some,
Ludicrous. But him having her on there, not vetting her,
I agree.
is crazy work
I agree.
because you have a responsibility as a pastor who you bringing before
You're
your
right.
congregation.
You're right.
So how do I expect you to protect your sheep if you're not doing the homework, right? You wanted to get in because she was popular, she was hot, she's this, she's that. She said something wild, then later on you want to come back and drag her. No, the decision was yours and you did not vet her. You should have vetted her before you put her in front of your congregation. That's important. Two, who are we to judge when you want to go kick cannabis in the church to attract more black men? Now, how that's ludicrous to me too.
They're both they're both. I guess maybe I guess I could look at it from two sides with both of them, but they both are very ludicrous statements. So I agree 100% with you on that. That those were ludicrous. But I mean, when I sat up and listened and thought about what she said, I said that is dangerous
Okay, so yeah, especially on that platform. And then let's check this out.
in real life.
Should I say it or should you? Pastor, why'd you get divorced?
I don't know why he got divorced. It was because he was being he was what is it, infidelity?
But you want to drag her.
Well, I think that well, I don't. I think I didn't really look at him as
Stop it,
dragging her.
Playboy.
I
Stop
kind of,
it.
I thought that he was more or less just kind of saying and apologizing, and a little bit of a drag. So I'm not going to
Well,
say he wasn't dragging her. It was a little drag.
you definitely can apologize without dragging someone.
That's true. You're right.
You definitely
You're right.
can. Her comment was absolutely insanely
Yeah.
ludicrous for that platform. If you wanted to get into a girlfriend circle, if you wanted to get on social media and say that, okay, I'll give it to you, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't even think that that should be something that's said on social media because you can't play. I don't play with man. I don't go over to their houses.
Well, we've talked about that.
Yeah, I ain't doing none of that stuff. So there's no way. Now, if I'm gonna take a bath with somebody and try to entice them and do all
Mhm.
that,
Yes.
I'm gonna go full force with them after the bath.
Well,
But she was saying to use that as a way of creating a sense of security amongst each other. So like,
oh, discipline. Yeah,
yeah,
show
discipline.
to show
yes.
if you were disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey, you play with fire, you mess around and get burned.
Yeah, you go. I mean, that's she's funny though. That's nuts to me for her to say that. She's a piece of work. That because I've heard her say on talk shows, she'll be like, "Yeah, I want to be. I like to have sex, and I like it like this, and I like it like that."
She said that
Yeah, she said a whole lot of weird, wild things. But
about it, or can we? I just I'm being silly, but yeah, that I can't fathom that. I'm actually insulted.
okay, all right. I ain't nothing wrong. It's okay to be a little insulted about some
Yeah, I'm
things.
insulted because I have boys.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't, they go to church and they don't need to be attracted, you know. Um,
It might get mine to come to church. Y'all got some weed in there? Y'all got some Zaza?
what the hell is Zaza?
I don't know. I think that's supposed to be good marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought good marijuana was called reefer. No, I'm just joking.
weed, like when we were younger back in the day,
Yeah,
right?
you got some reefer.
Got some reefer. I don't think it's reefer anymore.
Uh, yeah,
I
I
think
think
if we use those terms, I think we'll be in trouble.
yeah, that's how they'll know. All
I don't
right.
think they'll know what the hell we're talking about.
Nah, well, them shoot, they know what reefer is.
I don't know. I've never indulged. I've never so I'm okay with people who decide to do what they
Mm-hmm.
want to do with their life. It's just not a thing for me.
I get it. It's not for everybody, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's not something that I'm not a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't. First of all, you're not gonna be walking around with dark lips. I'm never gonna do that to myself.
That's a way to look at
I'm
it.
not gonna have some dark booty lips. Not
That's
on
true. It
purpose.
does make when they
Yeah.
do it too much.
And then you get ashy skin and just I'm
See,
not
it's
ingesting smoke. I'm just not interested in all of
it's
that.
supposed to be for
And
recreational use. Then you can, if
Why
you
would
don't
I
like
want to
that,
get?
eat a
Why
gummy.
would I want something to
What
take
about a
over my
gummy?
mind? No, I'm not. I'm not messing with none of that
Oh, okay,
stuff.
I was just checking.
No, I don't want any mind altering. I'm already out of my mind. I don't need anything else to help.
Hey, what?
I'm a live wire, like naturally. Why would I need something else to help me? No,
That's a good way to look at it because everybody should know what they need and what they don't
baby.
need.
Imagine me high. Imagine the things that would come out of my mouth if I was high.
I don't know. You should.
I'm already off the charts.
It might make you relaxed a little bit. Just take a little bite.
Yeah, I get to relax. I relax when I'm at sleep.
Well, to everybody, hey.
I want full control at
Mhm.
all times. Yeah. I think that that's probably what my issue is. I
Oh,
want
you want full control at all
full
times?
control. Yeah. I don't want to be dancing on nobody's tables because I consume some alcohol.
Oh, but you'll get on those tables.
I'll get on the tables without the alcohol.
That's what I'm saying. You'll get on them tables because you are the wild
Yeah,
card.
I'll get on the tables without. I don't need that.
Okay. All right. You hear it right from her mouth that she will do what it do.
Yeah,
And
the-
she don't need
what do you
nothing to
call
make
it?
it happen.
The endorphins. I have that stuff
Oh, naturally. Oh, okay.
I'm high strung naturally. Imagine giving me some alcohol or some kind of additive that makes me.
Well, you already said you were going to have a drink, so we'll find out about at least the alcohol.
Yeah, probably when I turn like 75.
Oh, no, you got to do it. You got to do it soon.
Why I gotta do it soon?
So you can see what's up with it.
Yeah, if I'm too old to give a damn, then I'll do it when I'm old. What if I'm too old to give a damn about the consequences?
No, I mean, I don't think you should do it to the point to where as if you don't care about the consequences. I think, maybe just have a little glass of champagne and get a little bubbly. Champagne does make you bubbly. To me, it makes me bubbly.
Makes you bubbly.
It makes me like,
Oh, well, yeah. I'm already there, so I don't
you'll be even more there then.
imagine that.
I don't know. I know I would like to see it.
Yeah, you probably. So I went to the doctor
Mhm.
once and I was having some kind of procedure. My sister picked me up and she taped me trying to suck something from the straw like 80 times. Like I'm reaching for the straw. I really think it's there. And I'm like, there's nothing in there's no straw anywhere near my mouth.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I don't want any of that stuff.
Okay, that's funny though.
Oh, she's horrible with that.
That's
yeah.
cute.
I'm gonna send it to you. It's
Okay.
like I'm listening, and then
You
in
under
my mind,
anesthesia?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and in my mind, I'm sucking this good pop or whatever juice they gave me,
Uh-huh.
and nothing is there.
Well, see how powerful the mind is.
Yeah, I'm not.
It'll
Yeah, who
make
wants
us
to
do
be
some
under that
things.
nonsense? I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
You're not doing that either, huh?
Doing what?
The whole.
I'm an experimental person.
I'm an experimental person too. However, some things I ain't doing.
Now, I'm not popping no pills. I'm not doing none of that crazy stuff. And I'm not doing because I don't want to be climbing the walls. And then when I'm climbing the walls, people get scared and leave me there. And then they got to call
Wait a
the
minute.
ambulance.
Wait a minute. What are you taking would have you climbing the walls?
Oh, you got all types of stuff that you could take. I'm like, people in our age bracket, they still, do pop a X pill,
Who who in the hell in a right mind past
I
30 would pop an X? First
oh,
of all, nobody should be popping X.
that's my point. That's why I said certain things I won't do, but I'll have a drink. I'll take taste the gummy. I don't
I
see
think
anything
this
wrong with
guy
that.
one time he was at the what do you
I
call
ain't doing all
the
that other
nun
stuff.
place that have all the places with the nuns? What do you call that place? It's a rectory. He was there butt naked
Huh?
enjoying a tree. He had popped an ecstasy
Oh, see, that's why I just said
on
I
a
would never do
Sunday,
that.
like just butt naked, just
Mhm.
thinking the tree was a person, just having a great grand time
With the tree.
with the tree.
Ooh, that's funny. Yeah, but see, ecstasy is supposed to be a drug that's supposed to make you. Well, they say however you feel in that moment, that's what it does for you. So if you're in a bad mood, it'll make your mood worse. But a lot of times people use it to entice them sexually, make their sexual.
Definitely him and Mother Nature had a thing going that day.
Wow, that's hilarious. I would have liked to have seen that so I could laugh.
Yeah, so yeah, I want
That's
no
a
parts
good
of
one.
that.
He was
Yeah,
having a good time
he
with
was
the
having a
tree,
good time with the tree. I want no parts of that.
like a dog when they show the videos of the
I
dogs.
want no parts of that.
Be messing with the other dog.
Yeah. Like
with
you
the
know how they
tree.
be dry humping your leg when
Yeah,
they,
that's what he was doing to the tree.
that's what he girl, he was tearing that tree up. He was in full relations with that tree. So I want you drugs is a no.
I would love
leave
to have
drugs
seen
alone.
it.
No, you wouldn't have.
I like to laugh at stuff like that though. It's funny. To
I
me.
was time for me to get off work. Nobody had time for that nonsense.
Oh, okay. And then y'all had to deal with that.
Had to deal with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nobody had.
Oh, that's a good
Nobody
one.
had time for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Mm.
You know, it's taking that X back thing. I think once you've been delivered for something, you should set it free. Once God has delivered you and you've crossed over, it's behind you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would not suggest. First of all, if a person isn't value valuing you and who you are, and they feel it, but you have to be able to see that though.
But listen, it's millions of other people out
That's
here,
true.
billions of people. You don't just have one person, you have a lot of people. Like, you know, I'd be like, that's my person. No, you have people. That's your people.
True.
In the world of billions, you have many choices.
I agree.
Go enjoy them.
I
Let's not
agree.
get stuck. Let's not waste our time. Let's
Yeah,
enjoy.
but people think with their feelings instead of their thoughts. Instead of their head, they think about how they feel. But I love him.
I do love him, but I love me more.
That's it. That's what you're supposed to do.
I love him,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no love like the love for Shar.
That's right. Yeah, that's how I feel about myself now.
No.
But back then, because I remember I was out and I had worn. Have you ever worn Daisy Dukes?
I wear Daisy Dukes now.
Okay, there we go. So I had on some Daisy Dukes. My girlfriend was like, "Girl, you gonna love them," Just so I had on these Daisy
And
Dukes.
you got to put the right heel on with them.
Yeah, and it was cute. I had gone out and the wind was blowing, so it just felt fabulous. And so I had met this boxer. And so, we were talking and somehow I probably was saying, "Oh, well, something my man or whatever, he's this or he's that or whatever." And so the boxer was like, "You don't even look like you would even tolerate something like that." And I looked at him back like, "But little do you know, I'm sitting up tolerating everything that I shouldn't be tolerating." So it's like I think in those moments we just tend to think like, just think about how you feeling and how you feel about that person instead of thinking about the value of yourself. So you're thinking about, you hope that person will change. Maybe you don't put effort into it. I don't know, but all I know is now the answer is no, 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 no.
So my question is, as when you think about good people who are invested into relationships, why would a person that's good to their core stay in an unhealthy or a bad relationship?
I think it all boils down to like how you value yourself and your self-worth, and then a lot of times you find men that look for any sense of weakness that you have, and once they see that weakness, they play on it. Like I was listening to my son and his girlfriend arguing. I mean, and he was steady saying it, you, and I was just sitting up listening like, you're just talking just down, to win.
So he's making her think, and if she's ingesting the you, and even if she didn't start out believing it, she
Correct.
believed it at the end that it
Right.
was her because he said it. He
Right.
shoved it down her throat.
Exactly.
And in order to garner love or some kind of affection, she has to accept it a little bit
Right.
in order to, yeah.
Or start trying to change,
Yes.
how her
Yes.
ways, and maybe you should change some of those ways. But the thing is that for me, I don't think you say those things in the moment of anger, because then you're saying it to be malicious. Versus if you say it in the moment of help to try to get a person to see a different angle, then that makes a difference. So
Or to take control.
for that person, oh yeah, it's all
Or for
about
control.
yeah, it's all about control. And the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, because his father is that same man that I kept taking back.
Well, maybe
back.
that's what he saw.
And you know what? I think that to myself a lot, and that's why I just want to take a little paddle and just whoop my own self with it, because I'm like, look what I did.
Well,
But I give myself that grace.
I was going to say there's grace.
Mm-hmm.
And when we know better, we do better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I do much better with my grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do good with them little ones, but those big kids, I'm like, this is all what I've done, and that's to me what's a part of taking accountability.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times, when we first started talking, remember you said how you picked your children's friends,
Yes.
and all of that, and you did all these different things. I wish that I would have done things like that, and if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So it's nothing I could do about it now, but I do reflect all the time so I
So-
can become better.
Remember, I told you I don't drink because I'm already.
There.
My son is the epitome of me.
Mm-hmm.
He frustrates me to no end because he's me.
Mm-hmm.
That mouth is just as slick as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
He's me. And how do you pull it back after years of him seeing me?
Mm-hmm.
And the younger me, was probably a lot less. I was a lot less disciplined than I am now.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think you have to know how good you really are as a person. Because I do consider myself a good person. I really do, and not that
No,
I'm
you
not.
are.
Yeah,
I can
and
say
not that I'm not without
when
fault.
no one's looking, you are.
Right? Yeah, like I just be looking at people sometimes, like, you know, just digesting it and just giving that grace. But that can be a gift and a curse at the same time, because there has to be a cutoff point too with people, because a lot of times they think that it's okay when in actuality it really isn't.
So my sister has nicknamed me Sharwussy. She says that I'm wuss, and that the people in our family, I talk smack, but I still give in. So I think it's age, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Sharwussy, y'all. That's what my sister has named me.
That's okay. It's okay to be a little wussy over family.
I don't think that I'm wussy. I think that I pick and choose my battles now. I think that
that's
if
smart.
it's who has time for it? I probably will give in to get rid of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of the issue. I probably will give in.
Mm.
And
I think that's a lot of what happens too. You just, because my kids would be like, they would ask me, and I would be like, well, why are you asking me this? Well, I just wanted to see what you would say. So it's like you don't even really need me. You just are asking me because you want to see if I will be weak enough to give you your way. Because it's outlandish stuff.
so my kids, I'm probably a lot more firmer. I don't give
Mhm.
in. But if it's my mother or if it's my nephew, it's definitely my niece. My niece can get. I'll move the sun for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what it is. I would prefer to. I can solve the problem. You got a problem? Let me solve it. We're over.
I mean, I feel like that too. And get away from me.
Yeah, we're over.
I
We've
gotta,
solved the
I gotta
problem.
get past this.
Yeah.
I don't know, girl.
I think sometimes good people that are in bad relationships, sometimes see the good.
Oh, for sure.
I remember being with someone for a substantial period of time, and every day I would wake up, I would say, God, please let me see them the way you see them. That's why the relationship lasted so darn long,
Mhm.
because I was able to see they behind the way God see them, not the way they really were, because God gives us this unmerited grace
Mhm.
and favor, and he sees through us, not, and doesn't judge our actions. I don't want to see another human being the way God sees us. That carried that
That's
relationship
true.
for a long
Because
time.
God sees us in the raw.
Yeah, he has a different kind of love
Mm-hmm.
for us and tolerance
Mm-hmm.
than we have for one another. So I will not be waking up anymore saying, God, let me see him the way you see him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, man, that extended tolerance long past it should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think sometimes that's the case too. I think sometimes good people see good even in a bad
Yeah,
situation.
my sister calls me sunny side up. She's like, she's like, girl, you know you sunny side up. You see everything. You always see the good. I'm like, okay, well, whatever.
So I have someone that's a friend of mine, and I said that to him. We were talking, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, "You always see things good. You never see." And he said, "Well, if you live the life I lived, he always sees things good. He even the worst person, he always has something good to say about them."
I get it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty dope.
So call you
In
right
addition to him always smiling, I'm like, I'm always thinking like I told him, I said, the boogeyman can be the boogeyman. He doesn't have to be a nice boogeyman. He could just be the boogeyman, and it's okay for him to be the boogeyman.
meaning that it's okay for a person to be exactly who they are.
Exactly.
Yes, I think it's all. I mean, everyone isn't good.
Yeah, but he has God has given him such a heart that he sees everybody in such a good context that I'm like, it's okay for the boogeyman to be the boogeyman. The devil is the
Mm-hmm.
devil. God tells us that in the Bible. It's a heaven and a hell, according to what the word says, right?
According to what the word says, yeah.
So yeah. So I think that that's the case. I think that good people stay in situations because they want to see the good in
I
people.
agree with that. I think that the people who are not necessarily as good know that, and they use that to their advantage too. Knowing that that person is a good person, because most people who are very manipulative, they seek out a certain type of person to deal with.
Oh yeah, they groom. There's groomers in domestic
Mhm.
violence. There's groomers and manipulators. There's groomers. Yes, you pick a certain person.
Mhm.
You want a certain kind. I mean, they become professionals at what they're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, girl. I just try to just keep being good.
What do you think about these teen takeovers that's going on throughout the country?
I think it's nuts. I think everything is nuts. I guess that's my favorite word, but I think it's horrible. I think it's a lack of respect for everything. Now, I don't know if the parents should be charged necessarily, because some parents are really trying the best that they can with these kids, and these kids are still under the influence because they're in school for 8 hours of the day away from the parents. So the parents could be telling the kids to be X, Y, and Z and do this and do that. And then the kid is still going to get under the influence of their environment. But whatever it is, it's extremely dangerous. I mean, I saw them on top of a police car. The police don't know what to do. It's a hot mess out here in the world.
So I think because I have kids and I am ready to assume any responsibility when they were young for anything they did. It's my responsibility. I'm responsible for those little suckers 24/7. So whatever they do or they don't do, I'm responsible for them. I should know where my
Yeah, that's
child
true.
is at all
I agree with
times.
that.
And you cannot expect the government, the police, or the community to um, parent your child.
I agree. I mean, I don't. I mean,